It's weird that so many Mahjong games around this point are merging Mahjong and RPGs, right? That's not just me? Okay, as long as we're all on the same page. You probably don't remember the original Ide Yosuke Meijin no Jissen Mahjong, because it's a Mahjong game. Why would you remember it? It was one of the better Mahjong games at that point, down to 2 features. A really robust tutorial mode, and how it came with a special Mahjong controller. The sequel comes with a new revision of that controller, and really cranks up the contents of the game. It's some robust competition these days, but I think this is the most comprehensive Mahjong game on the Famicom at this point. While regular viewers have heard this spiel before, it's always possible that somebody's been bopping around the list at random. So Mahjong is a set-building game similar to Rummy, only played with tiles instead of cards. In Japan, the popular version is Richi Mahjong, which requires that players build particular styles of hands before they're allowed to go out. Before I get too deep into Ide Yosuke Meijin no実戦麻雀II, I need to talk about the controller. You have to use the Mahjong controller to play the game, though it's not particularly expensive to get one. The top row of lettered buttons correspond to Mahjong tiles in your hand, while the bottom row has Select, Start, and the plays that you can make during Mahjong. The middle 6 buttons act as a trackpad of sorts, though I found it very annoying to have Down and Start be the same button. Start will select an option in a menu, and you have to hit the Select to rotate through those, but it looks like you should be able to hit up and down to go through the menu options. Similarly, the big red N button will select from some menus, while the M will cancel back. Also in the package is a huge manual that acts as a basic Mahjong strategy guide. It walks you through how to score, what all the winning hands are, and some basic strategies revolving around them. The titular Ide Yosuke was a Mahjong commentator, and although this is his last game on the Famicom, it is not his last Mahjong video game. As mentioned, there are 3 different game modes here. First, you have a League mode. This is where you go if you want to play standard Mahjong. You'll face off in a long series of opponents, climbing up the ranks to be the world's best. There's a password system for this when you need to quit and continue later. The next mode is the tutorial mode, and here you'll watch a Mahjong game play out, and at certain critical points you're asked what tiles should be discarded. It's not bad, but it's also kind of limited as a tutorial. And then finally there's RPG mode. The plot of RPG mode is that you want to be the very best. Like no one ever was. And so you set out on your Mahjong journey. Also, there's something about a missing father, doesn't really matter. In town, you can chat with NPCs, maybe engage in a friendly match with someone, and you can buy items that will restore your health or special abilities. As you level up by collecting badges from the Mahjong gyms, you also gain special abilities that will let you cheat a little bit in battle. But on your journey between these Mahjong centers, you'll have to cross the overworld, and wild Mahjong players live in tall grass. You'll get randomly attacked by them, but rather than have you compete in a Mahjong match, they'll quiz you about what tile to cut, or maybe play a game of Old Maid with you. The maid in this case is the dragon. Or give you a couple chances to find the correct tile in their hand. All of these except the quizzes are effectively random, and just serve to wear down the hit points that act as your score in the real Mahjong battles. I've gotta say that playing Mahjong in Ide Yosuke Meijin no実戦麻雀II feels pretty solid. A lot of that comes down to the controller, which works better when you're playing Mahjong than when you're exploring a country. Yeah, it's a lot of buttons on the controller, but because they're all associated with one basic function, it works pretty well. And the Mahjong matches play fast and smooth, though it's been a while since we've seen a really incompetently done Mahjong game. In Japan, this is regarded as one of the better Mahjong games on the Famicom. You've got a tournament mode for people who just want to play, and an RPG mode for people who like those newfangled game styles. As for myself, I think I liked Natsume's Dora 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 better than this, but if you could make Capcom's controller work with that game, then you'd have a real winner on your hands. As it stands, this is a solid pick if you just want to play some Mahjong, though you do have to have that controller.